evening. Good evening. Hello, Celine. How are you? Patricia, how are you? It's just me. Chris is resting. Very, very tired. Very, very stressful um, week we had here. Hello, Terry. How are you? How's everyone doing? It's been a while. Gary, how are you? Karen, how's everyone doing? Um, yeah, my voice. Yeah, pretty beat up. Maria, Michelle, Luann, Dorothy, how's everyone doing? I'm leaning forward because I can't see that well. Good evening, Nancy. How are you? Sherry, how's everyone doing? Jay, how are you, my friend? Um, yeah, voice is a little shot. This is the first time that I've been kind of up and about. Actually, today I was doing pretty good. Teresa, Anna, how are you? Um, I came down with a upper respiratory infection, fever, everything Sunday night after I left Jay, as a matter of fact. Um, Couple of days there where, yeah, fever, body pain, um, all the above, and slept a lot. So Chris was okay though. Her father was here, helped us with the convention. He just left this morning, as a matter of fact, and he was fine as well. The guy's 75 years old, and I was the one who got it. And it happens. You run yourself down. Travis, I'm feeling okay. I'm not 100% better. If the Liberty Hall thing was tonight, I would not be there for sure. I have medication. I have a Z pack. I'm taking other medication. Starting to work, but I'm not 100%. Yeah, yeah. So, other than that, um, busy, crazy. I remember doing the video. Hey, Christopher. I remember doing the video. Was it Thursday or Friday night before the expo? We were Chris and I were saying how this is it. Well, it was Thursday night. Well, when we see you again, it'll all be over, and you know we'll be on the other side of this thing, and you know, and here we are. All that work, a year and a half worth of planning. Hey, Nikki, and everything, and yeah, it's done and over with. Thank God. uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I know again, a lot of people aren't feeling well. Same thing. I know people that just aren't feeling well in general all around me. My daughter is sick. Friends of mine aren't feeling well. So I mean, it's going around again. It's that time of the year. The weather's changing. People are going to get sick. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? So, um, yeah, thank you, Carmen. So we, Thursday night we get in there, and yeah, Robert, see, other people feel fine. I know you guys who aren't feeling well are gonna put the neon sign up, but a lot of people are feeling good. I talked to a lot of people at the convention. Ghost Brothers, Project Fear, all those guys are fine. You know, um, but like I said, Thursday we we set up the whole VIP party. That's what we normally do on Thursday, and that wasn't too bad. Although Chris does an amazing job, but you know, it takes a lot of work, to put those parties together. So, and then Friday comes, and that's the animal when we we actually go into the school, and we're not allowed in there until after school gets out. So we have a window between 3 o'clock and 7:30. The party starts at 8 to get everything done. And that's everything you see when you go in there. All those tables, all those signs, all those stanchions, everything. We got to put that together. So hey, thank you, Christopher. So that was a lot of work. And thank God we're very, very lucky and fortunate, because in the early days, we didn't have all the help that we have now. In the early days, it was literally me and Chris and maybe a few others putting all that stuff up, all of it. The very first expo that we did was in Patterson. It wasn't even in Woodbridge, and um, we were in a art factory, which is a big industrial, beautiful brick building. Problem is, the building's 4 floors, um, has a freight elevator that literally you're going up and you have to. There's a line on the wall, and you have to like hit the stop and time it. Otherwise, the elevator is not going to be even with the. So Chris and I, about 50 tables worth, had to bring tables up to each level, pull them off, put them on a cart, and put them up in so many different areas. We were going up and down stairs. I mean, you want to talk about breaking your back? We killed ourselves for the first convention, and not a lot of people showed up. It was something that we wanted to try, and we did it. And believe it or not, they didn't want to have us back. That was the reason we weren't in Patterson for year 2. The guy was just like, nah, tried it, don't want to try it again. So we were friends with the mayor of Woodbridge, and he loves the paranormal. And he said, bring it here. And here we are, 8 years in a row. It's been in Woodbridge. And, we're talking about year, it's hard to stop at 9 because 9 is 9. you know, 10 sounds so much better. 10 years, making anything for 10 years is an accomplishment. So we're still healing and getting better. And you know, the idea of 10 sounds very appealing to us still. I don't think we're done at 9. I think 10 is definitely something we're considering, and we have to still meet with the mayor and go over everything. But uh, you know, stopping at 10 would be a great thing. If we were to stopping at 9, not so much. So I think when we do this, the idea is every year we do it and we see how it goes, and we see if we still enjoy doing it, and we see if people enjoy coming to it, and then we decide if we want to do it again, if the township gives us the green light. So no, it'll be in November. If it happens again, it'll be in November again. It's just the way the Board of Education wants it. We have no say whatsoever as far as moving it to another month. So we're already talking. November 2nd is the Day of the Dead. So we're talking that'll definitely be the starting point if we do it again. There's meetings to have. We got to get better. Um, and But yeah, it's a lot of work. And this year in particular, we were blessed and fortunate to have so many volunteers, not only through the township of Woodbridge, which were god awful, amazing, man. They were, I shouldn't say god awful, they were just amazing. They were there both days, volunteers, just like us. No money to be made, volunteers, and they were polite and they were informative and they were just there for all the right reasons and added to the event. Same thing with the police officers that were there. Um, they were just great, the Woodbridge volunteers. The Mayor Advisory Committee, just hats off to those people. Again, year after year, man, they are right in the trenches with us every single time we do this. And we are so fortunate to have them. Hey, Kathy. And so we're used to having those people on our side for the last 4 or 5 years. But what we're not used to is the number of people who follow us and who attend our events and who are friends of ours that came out and just, oh my God, above and beyond. And I am gonna forget people if I start naming them, but man, oh man, um, you know, the people on our team were all there. Me, Chris, Tanya, Kenny, Danielle, and Colleen were working their asses off all weekend. Danielle and Colleen were everywhere. And Kenny was there with his friend Joe and his girlfriend Melissa, putting up tables and breaking things down. And then we had others like Kathy. Kathy was there right with us in the trenches, man, in the battle, helping us out, as was Jay. Jay, I'm going to butcher your last name. Uh, Jay, who's again a good friend, man, right there with us. every single minute helping out. And again, it was just like Brian, Ann, and Taylor, were there, just doing things that they didn't have to do. I mean, they were just there doing it because they wanted to do it. Jonathan and Nancy Larson. I'm just trying to go through the names now and think of, and it was just like, man, I was so grateful to just look to my right, look to my left, and everywhere was a friend. And that's what makes these things so much easier to have, not just some volunteer that, you know, you're paying $10 an hour to, or, the township is paying whatever. These were friends that were there, people I trust and that I know. And I never, ever once thought they're not doing what they're doing. They're not helping as much as they can. I knew it because they were. They were just go, 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 doing. And again, for us, we can't pay that back. It's just one of those things that is just good people, good people, and good people make a good event. And that building was full of good people, just full of them. Steve and Pam and Lori were helping us, set up and get things going on Friday. And this is what I mean about just good. When you have good people around you and just that vibe, Celine and Dan running around giving us food and stuff, making sure we were okay. I mean, and helping out where they could. When you have that kind of energy, man, it just Patricia, another one. It just permeates through the whole building and the whole weekend. And it was just like, wow, we were very, very fortunate. And believe me, we never take any of that stuff for granted, ever. Because the people who were there, we're the idiots who we volunteer, man. We're gonna give blood those days every year. We have, and we will. We know what we're getting into. When we do this, we give every single thing we got, which is why I'm in the shape I'm in, and Chris is in the other room, because there's nothing left. We leave it all out there. By the time Sunday comes and everyone leaves that convention center, the people I mentioned, and me and Chris and Tanya, Kenny, and Danielle and Colleen, and all those people I mentioned before are breaking down tables, tearing down signs, you know, putting things, stacking things that you don't see that happened. And we're sore and we're tired and we're beat up. And we're just like, but you know what? I will say this. The fact that so many people were coming up to me and coming up to Chris and saying, what a great job. This is my favorite one ever. This is a great one. See, when um, when we did the last one, it was July. It was hot as hell. And we were read the riot act as far as not too many people, not in hot weather. You're not doing that again. And honestly, 2 days did not appeal to me one bit for a number of reasons. Because physically, mentally, emotionally, it just wears on you. One day beats the crap out of you. 2 days doubly beat the crap out of us. So we're still recovering. I mean, we're not there yet. And so we didn't really want the 2 days. And honest with you, I know that everybody loved it. And but I'm not a big fan of the 2 day convention. I'm still not, even after we had one and everyone loved it. I knew it would be the ultimate fan experience because everyone was going to get to meet everyone. Everyone was going to get to attend every lecture that they wanted to, and everyone was going to get to see all the exhibit rooms. And I knew that's what would make people happy, and I know it did. And I could, there are memories like a reel in my mind that I keep playing back of just the kindness of people. And again, it's one thing to just say I'm showing up. Anybody could show up. Celebrities, volunteers, um, people making money, people not making money. Anybody could show up because they have to, or they said they would. It's another thing to go beyond showing up and trying your best to contribute to the overall experience. And I think from the celebrities to the volunteers to the vendors, I think they all went above and beyond anything we could have hoped for when it comes to that. I saw celebrities coming out of the rooms for disabled people who couldn't make it in. Um, you know, coming out and hugging kids and picking kids up and taking pictures with them, walking around and meeting people, and it was just like, wow, this is what it's meant to be. This is what it's all about. We preached year after year after year about making an affordable convention that everybody has the right to meet everyone there for one price and not pay some super pass to jump in line in front of everyone, because that's horse crap. I don't believe in that. And you know and just make it a good event for everyone with good vibes. And this year, I think, definitely for the people who attended, they got all that more, you know well, I appreciate that, B&B. And I think I met you guys, I'm not sure. But here's the thing: you need people to create an environment, good people. And what, like we talked about, any event that we do, um, any event that you or I want to be part of, you can't have enough good people around you. You really can't. And the more good people you put in that building, you know, it's like energy attracts, I guess. And good people came in. And I mean, from the older paranormal enthusiasts, fans, whatever you want to call them, the OGs like me that watched the Ghost Hunters from the original, to the newer guys that younger people that love Kalani and Haunted Nights and Project Fear. There was no weird energy between people who were 13 years old and people who were 73 years old. It was just everybody was there for the right reason. And nobody appreciates that more than we do, because that's what it's all about, you know? Had such an amazing time past weekend. Truly was amazing. Thank you. Again, all of your feedback, we read every bit of it, you know? And hey, Lisa. Lisa was another one helping out. Tracy, God, I forgot Tracy and Joe. Tracy and Joe were freaking amazing. I mean, wow. You want to talk again? I said this a million times. I was saying it on my social media page. This weekend, really, our friends, the people who, it's easy to say you're a friend, to people, but when there's nothing in it for you, zero in it for you, other than the appreciation and friendship of the person you're assisting, that's a real friend. That's a good friend. And all of our good friends came through so much this weekend. And really, I mean, right here, I mean, we were just like as shocked that, again, here they were. Don't do, we got this. Hey, we got that. Hey, and again, Tracy, Joe, all of them that I mentioned were like, we'll do this part, we'll do that part. You go take that. We never really had that before on that kind of level. So again, Tracy and Joe they took us out to eat afterwards, which was, we're all exhausted, and poor Joe's got to get up early, and they're taking out to make sure that we get something to eat and helping us unload our car. I mean, it was just more than we could have ever. Just like if you attended that event and it was more than you could have hoped for, the support that we got right back. I mean, we were just like, wow, wow. So you would like to think that, good people do attract good people. There is a bad side of the paranormal that we won't get into now. We'll talk about that some other time. But this weekend was not the bad side of the paranormal. As far as the event and the people who attended, the people who helped, and the people who volunteered, all for the right reason, not for self gratification, not for celebrity, not for money. It was all for one single purpose: try to give people the best experience that we can. That's it. That's why we're all there. every person you saw. The police outside, parking people, the police inside. You know, those two police officers. The one I took a picture of, he looked like Chris Smith from the Wraith Chasers. But those police officers, I actually saw them when people would find out that we didn't accept cards or Venmo or anything like that. I saw those officers. They would listen. And they take someone to the side and they let them Venmo the officer, and the officers would take out $25 out of their pocket and pay their ticket, the cash part. And I was like, wait, this is nuts. Like, who would do that? And they did it like 5 times that I saw. Again, who does that? So just wow. So we we had the party Friday night. The party Friday night was amazing. Again, kudos to Chris and her innovation and her ideas and her decorating skills and the themes that she has. Steve Barry for being the DJ, volunteered to do it, helped us out a lot. Friday night was a good party. A lot of people, good food. People were dancing, having a good time. We knew that was the first day, Saturday, so we were like, okay. Normally, it's yeah, they were Colleen. Normally, it's Friday night party, Saturday convention, which is normally packed beyond packed. Saturday night party, and then we're done. And we enjoy that party, and we get to drink a little, and we get to sleep a little late, and we don't have anything to worry about Sunday. This year, we purposely didn't drink Saturday night much because we got, between the 2 nights, no lie, 5.5 hours sleep, Friday and Saturday night. And then it was just a blur. Alex, how are you? So, like I said, the Saturday night party was just as good, if not better. It's such a good feeling to see people just enjoying things. You know what I mean? And to know that whatever part that Chris and I had in it, and all those other people that I mentioned, that's the reward. When you read all those comments and you see what people, they traveled from California, they traveled from Kansas and Kentucky and Ohio and all these other places. And they were just like, wow, it was great. I can't wait for the next one. You say to yourself, you know what? It was kind of, it wasn't worth all those hours and all those minutes and all that pain, but pretty darn close. I didn't know. Yeah. And we did. We read all the reviews, and I'm the type of guy. Canada. Wes was there from Canada. I had a good time with Wes. Wes, I had a good time with you guys. I don't know if that was Friday night, sitting there talking to you guys. We had a good time. But that's the reward. There's not to put other conventions down because they do things their way, and I'm not. There is no right or wrong, but we're not the corporate convention. We're not in a big casino or somewhere else like that. That's a huge attraction. We're in a high school in the middle of some town in Jersey that nobody knows about. So we do what we can always, but the goal is, there are other conventions. One that was on the same weekend as us that were charging $50 for a day, $100 for the weekend, and the headliners, a couple of people I knew, but So, but our roster, we a lot of money on our roster. So, and yet with the value of $25, we kept it there for that reason, because it was meant to be affordable. And there were many people that were talking to me about the Easy Pass and the Skip Pass, and I was like, no, never gonna happen, never gonna happen. Wes, yeah, Wes is a great guy, man. It's good to see. Always good to see Wes. There's so many people that you meet when you do what we do, when you go to these other conventions, that are kind of like the nomads that travel to the different ones. We're amongst them, I guess, somewhat. But you get so caught up in doing your own thing. I never enjoy the expo, never, until it's over. Then I finally sit back and I play the reel in my head, and I read all the comments, and I go, yeah, People like that one. That's good. That's really good. Hey, the extra was pretty cool. Love the Ghost Brothers. We couldn't wait for Chip. Um, I'll tell you again some stories about the celebrities that usually, you know, talking to them because it was 2 days. I got to talk to them a little more, and I'll tell you what, they're good people. They're good people who really care about the people in front of them. I there's not one of them that I would say isn't appreciative and there for their fans. If you saw Ghost Brothers, those guys are probably the most entertaining people on the planet, man. They're just funny. They love their fans. They go out of their way. I saw them doing like videos for people that like their family was somewhere else. Ghost Hunters, of course, the OGs, man. They're the same as they always are. Good to their fans, shaking hands, talking. Each one of them standing up, and you talk to every one of them. Um, Project Fear. They were the ones who were constantly coming out of their room for people that were disabled. And uh, what happened was Sunday they had to leave a little early, their flight, and so we had all made the decision between all of us to not do the lecture, cancel the lecture, and have them stay in their room doing meet and greets longer so that as many people could meet them as possible, get a picture rather than see them in a big auditorium. So this one woman approaches me, and literally I just put up the sign that said, that their lecture was canceled. And she says, canceled. And she goes, I came all the way here from Ohio for nothing with him. And when she said with him, there's this younger guy who was disabled and I'm having a hard time getting around. And um, I looked at her and I no explanation was going to be good enough. I mean, she was hoping that at the least she could go into their lecture at 12 o'clock, whenever it was, sit at the back of the auditorium and then get Project Fear's attention as they came out to get a quick picture and her son could meet him. I felt terrible about this. So I said to her, is there any way he could make it, to where they were, because they were up and down the hall a ways. She said, he maybe can make it halfway. And I said, okay, make it as far as you can, or wait for me right over here. I'll find you. I'm going to go get them and I'm going to tell them and I'm going to bring them here. And I jogged down there, interrupted the line. And there's always a danger when you interrupt those long lines. I don't care who you are, even if you're one of the organizers, they'll kill you. So, and I don't blame them because some of them waited online a long time. So I tell them, and literally, we'll be right back to the crowd, and here they come, jogging all the way down the hallway, right up. Hey, what's up, man? Boom, 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 fist bump, fist bump. They gave him like a rubber bracelet, leaned over, picture, picture, picture. All right, you good? All right, man, nice to meet you. His mother, tears. And you know how that was my highlight of the whole entire weekend. And I know that Chris usually tells these stories, and she's the heartfelt tearing one of us. But man, oh man, that was it. That is like a Kodak. It's like a Polaroid in my brain that will be there forever. Again, they're young. No offense to young people, but they're young. There's no ego with them. Zero ego. And they literally did not take a minute to think about it. They just said, be right back, and ran out of the room and followed me down there. And I was just like, wow. And they did that a few times. And I saw others do that as well, And then again, go along the line. Dustin Parry, Jay mentioned, and Jay's on right now. I was talking about Jay before. Dustin's another one of those guys. If you say the word inspirational and humble, That's Dustin Parry. The guy's just motivational speaker, inspirational speaker. Just I wasn't in his lecture, but I heard it was probably one of the best lectures there were. He's just caring. You know, we're gonna have him on here in December to kind of spread that message. You know, around the holidays, which everybody kind of needs. So we're gonna do a bunch of interviews in December to kind of wrap the whole year up. But Dustin's another guy, John Zaffis, you know, legend, legend. Always love to see John. Kalani was there. Great seeing Kalani. The Haunted Nights guys, I got to sit with them for a while and talk to them. Ronnie LeBlanc, honestly, don't watch the show. Didn't know who he was. Somebody said, you might want to have Ronnie LeBlanc there. I said, okay, who's Ronnie LeBlanc? An expedition, something Bigfoot or other. And guy killed it, man. People like him. People are looking for him both days a lot. So Cody Satori, of course, their room always busy the entire weekend. Great people, great seeing them. I mean, I could go down the list. You know, everybody. Chip Coffee, who I love. You know, there are people that have some issues with him taking a picture with the mask on, but hey, man, that's his prerogative. He's got to worry about stuff. You know, he's got people at home that he takes care about that have compromised immune. So that's what he has to do. That's what he has to do. He was there, you know, and I appreciate that more than anyone. You know, Roger, another guy who's a good friend of ours, he was the guy with Chip, kind of Chip's bodyguard, took care of him the entire weekend. Um, yeah, Chip was Chip was roasting me pretty good on Friday. I was in the auditorium with me, and he's like, "Jesus is here with us," and of course he's talking to me about me, and he referenced me and he roasted me for about 20 minutes on stage before he did his Q&A. So that was fun. Ronnie was great. Best Bigfoot show. See, I don't watch that show. I don't watch that show at all. Speaking of Bigfoot guys, I don't want to miss any of the celebrity guys. We're in New Jersey. Awesome as always. Love those guys. New Jersey icons. Great to have them back. I talked about the Ghost Brothers. Who else did I? Race Chaser guys. Love those guys. They're good guys too. Got to talk to them a little more this weekend than I usually do. Great seeing Dave Schrader. I caught the tail end of Dave Schrader's lecture, and I was laughing like the last 10 minutes. That guy is a very, very talented speaker. Very talented speaker. I'm hoping I don't miss anybody. I'm sure I will. But somebody brought up Bigfoot. I was talking to Dalen about cemeteries, and he said Mercedes Ventus. Yeah, that's not far. But the Ouija board guy, I know a lot of people went into that room. He had an awesome display. I saw his stuff before, but never set up that way. He never had a room to put it in, and he's got a lot of stuff, and he displayed it really, really well. And I saw a lot of people go in. I saw some people go in and right back out because they were like, "Whoa, Ouija board overload!" So they popped right out of there. And my buddy, um, the Mike Familiant, Shadow of what is it? Shadow of Big Red Eye, I think it's the Bigfoot room. He had way more stuff than I thought he'd have, and he told me, "Give me a room, I'll put it in a room." And I'm like, seriously? And he did, and he had a great display, and people were in there the whole entire time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Past weekend was absolutely the best time my wife and I have had all year. Oh, thank you, Carlos. I appreciate that. No, thank you for coming, because again, without you guys, it's just a building, a high school in Woodbridge where nobody is. No matter who I get to put inside there, if people don't show up, then we don't have a convention. I finally got to have a reading with Jane. She was fine. Hey, Nora, I love Jane. You know that. Jane, I'm happy she was there, and I'm going to reach out to her to make sure she's okay because she's compromised as well. So I'm going to reach out to her. But again, overall, wow. It's amazing that it's over. Again, it was such a grueling thing going from the last time that we did it and then having it all the way in November. So it was a year, July, August, September, October, a year and 4 months. That's crazy. And we were is that you, Jeff? We love being a part of your expo this year. Look, yeah, there he is right there. Jeffrey David Whittam. Did I say that right? Awesome room. Awesome room, Jeffrey. Everybody loved it. Best time ever. Thank you, Woodbridge, for letting us 2 days took a lot of stress off the weekend. Yeah, I know for the fan experience, 2 days was ideal. I do, and we're gonna figure out what to do for the next one if we do a next one. I mean, it looks like it's gonna happen. But I went to every single lecture and went to every room. Absolute, yeah. See, I know that's what everybody wants, and we got to find a happy medium. Not any happy mediums on, or just any happy psychics. No, that's a bad joke. First time for Texas, but I had a blast. Made new friends. Here's the thing. Trying to see your name. God, I couldn't pronounce your name if I tried. I don't want to butcher it. Um, you'd be surprised how many people had made friends at the third one, the fifth one, this one, the last one, that meet up with them every year. Even this one guy, Jason, if you're watching, great dude. Uh, him and his buddy, his other buddy, Jason, good guys. Jason, the one Jason, he met someone who he's in a very, very deep relationship with and serious relationship with, and maybe one day, we'll get engaged to or something. And he said, I met her at, the expo. And we have friends that come back here. And again, that's what it's all about. Community, 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 community. We preach that here at NJP. We preach it there. We preach it everywhere we go. Good people. That's what makes up the paranormal community. That's what makes it good. The other side is the other side of the paranormal. It is what it is. But honestly, you can't surround yourself with, and they came out for us. So many good people that, I'll tell you what, just they're the ones who kind of, whenever we were feeling a little low or felt like we were running out of gas, right? I was just talking about you, and Taylor. Whenever we thought like, hey, this is, a lot, we got, because normally we're the ones with all the hats and the different outfits running around. And every time somebody was there going, we got this, you go do that. And we were like, what now? And wow, just so again, we can't thank everyone. Volunteers, that's what makes it special. It's just not a money making big mega convention event. This is about the people who are there running it, the people who are there meeting their fans, the vendors, and paranormal enthusiasts just getting together. That's really what it is. Nothing more than that. Wanted to email you earlier. I met people from Myrtle Beach, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Florida. People came from everywhere. That's what makes it unique, Stacy. Again, when we started this, it wasn't like that at all, but it's again, and based on the reputation from this one, people will come from further the next time. But like I said, normally we take a week and then we have our meeting and then we start at least spitballing for the next one. But I think there'll be a little more time in between. I think we'd like to enjoy the holidays. I think the rest of the year, I was crazy. I admit it. And I apologize to every one of my teammates that is watching, because I put them through the October from hell. And I did it with eyes wide open. And I never should have. And September was busy enough, but I knew it. I kept saying to Chris, he took pictures of license plates. That's what they do in those old mafia movies, Deb. I said to Chris, before when October 1st hit, and we did the we had a ghost hunt, and then we did the first ghost walk October 1st. And I said to Chris, this is just the first step of the mountain, knowing that the top of that mountain was the expo, which was going to be grueling. I knew that that was going to kill us. I knew it, but I killed us along the way too, which didn't help. So it was weekend after weekend of ghost hunt, ghost walk, sometimes Friday night something or a library lecture. And again, it was great seeing everyone. It really was. And that part we like that part a lot. But yeah, I ran some people into the ground, and I feel bad about that. And I am gonna, think a little differently next year when we do what we do. Do you think you will keep going 2 days forward? Lauren, that's a good question. That's something for us to sit down with the township and decide uh, what's best for everyone going forward. I won't say either way right now because I'm not sure either way right now. I know, like I said, fan experience 2 days was amazing for everyone. Um, but we do have a lot to discuss as far as how it went, the whole thing, how we feel, how the township feels about it. There's, I can't just say yes now without talking to a bunch of, you have no idea um, the amount of people we deal with within the township. I wanted to, because we believe in you. You know, Colleen, Colleen, who's Colleen Graves, one of our teammates, she says that I wanted to help John is because we believe in what you and Chris do. Um, Here's the thing. Danielle said the same thing to me, in my mission, our mission, whatever that is. Um, it's hard to explain, and I don't want to go into a whole long diatribe here, but um, it's give and take, back and forth between um, what we give and what we get. At least I feel that way. I can't speak for every member of New Jersey Paranormal, but for me, the feeling I get um, after a 4-hour event, even if I'm tired and I'm beat up and I'm getting home at 3 in the morning, showering, going to sleep at 4. I think back to that night and the people who were there, and maybe one or two or three moments, and people that enjoyed it, and those same people saying, "Hey, when's the next event? Hey, when's the next event?" And that means a lot. That means a whole lot, because we started from nothing. New Jersey Paranormal was nothing 15 years ago, however, whatever it was, and the fact that you guys care enough to support uh, New Jersey Paranormal and the Expo, it means a lot. I've been people have said to me for years about monetizing. You got to make money. You got to make money off of this. You got to charge more for your events. And there was a lot of talk about that this weekend too. And is that wrong to say that? No, not at all. I mean, as long as we've been doing this and as much as we do, um, we should make money. I mean, we literally, besides the expo, I don't know what the expo fully made, but I have an idea. Um, we raised tens of thousands of dollars for historic locations through the year. That's every year. And we don't ask to cover the gas. We don't ask to cover a meal. We don't, none of that. And whatever other groups do, that's their business. But, you know, it's always been who we are. And I do believe in karma, and just good opportunities come from good things, doing good things. And there was a part of my life where I didn't do good things, and I don't like that version of me. I don't want to ever go back. I don't even want to look at that person. But this version of me is a better person because I'm with the person I'm with for so long. So I just, again, I figure karma will somehow find me when it's time, and we'll just keep trying to do right by people, you know, and hopefully the better opportunities will come from it. In this case, meeting a great mayor and doing this thing that everybody seems to love, you know. Yeah, would it be great to walk out of there with $10,000 in my pocket and say, "Hey, look," yeah, but that's not everything. It's not, you know. Uh, Any leftover T-shirts? I'm sure Crystal has T-shirts. I need to get back to Sterling. The funny thing is, I don't even want to think about a ghost hunt right now. I really don't. We have this thing coming up on Saturday, and like I said, I'm 50-50 at best that I'll be there. I can't be coughing all over everyone and feeling the energy is way, way down. So, yeah, I'm sure Chris and everybody else will be there for sure. But for me, it's kind of, if I feel better tomorrow, then maybe. But right now, if I had to do it, no way. And, you know, we've got other events. We've got the 18th at the Baron. We've got the Hoover House coming up, which I'm so looking forward to. Boy, Satori, it is like I conjured you. I've got to be psychic at my old age. And what's funny is the number of people listening, watching right now, that number right there. My birthday's Tuesday. I'm going to be 55 on Tuesday. And I literally was about to mention the Hoover House, whatever it is, December 1st and December 2nd event that we're doing with Cody and Satori, who I got to tell you, and I'm not saying this just because Satori's on right now. They know how I feel about them right here. I am beyond proud of those two and the way that their career has just sort of like boom, exploded, exploded. And you could tell it was there when I first met them, and they're just like, I mean, the line that they had at the expo, they were just full. That room was full every minute of every hour of that event. And a lot of people know them. A lot of people were coming in saying, "Where's Cody Satori's room?" Where? And I was just like, damn, good for them. Good for them. So for me, I mean, I'm real happy for them. And I know what they got coming up, and it's going to be a huge success as well. And I just hope we still see them once in a while and we're able to do some stuff with them from time to time. But really, they are they're going up and up and up and up. Totally just saying this because come on. Just kidding. Thank you. Yeah. Um, Good people. Damn good people. Very good people. And again, this is what I'm talking about. You cannot have enough good people around you at a convention. It ain't about just paying or whatever the person who draws in the most people. Anybody can do that, and everyone does do that. It's about finding the right people, and I think we've been pretty lucky and fortunate in that. Kalani, who I'm not big on TikTok. Somebody, Dustin Barry, told me about Kalani, and I watched him. I see his videos. He's good at what he does. But you know what? I sat with that dude 2 or 3 times already, where him and I just sat and talked. I really enjoy talking to that guy. I did the Haunted Nights guy, and they're young guys. And again, it's one thing to be, I don't want to get in trouble for this. It's one thing to be a content creator. You know what I mean when I say that? I'm older, so I could say content creator. Content creator to me is just, you're just that. You're creating content for TikTok and YouTube and whatever to get clicks and likes and doing whatever you're doing. Nothing wrong with that. People are making good livings doing that, and they're building huge fan bases. But when it comes to the paranormal, you really do want legitimacy. At least I do. You know what I mean? I look for that. Maybe because I'm older, and again, the OGs, ghost hunters, um, I look for that. And if I think it's phony and I think it's people just jumping around and acting because for clicks and likes, yeah, I'm not going to watch that. But when I could sit there and talk to people like I was able to, I literally sat at a table um, with Kalani, Savannah, um, Steve, and Dylan. And I believe, you know me, I probed them, man. I was like, okay, what about this? What about that? What about this? Do you know about this? Where have you been? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And just right back at me. We had the best conversation. It was at the VIP party Friday night, back and forth, back and forth. And I was just like, you guys do know your shit. Good for you. Being young guys like you are, you know your shit and you're creating content and you're entertaining people. Good for you. Good for you. And Cody Sartoria right in that, that wheelhouse too. Good people, funny people, caring people, entertaining people, and they have a gift. I mean, come on, you know. I would kill to be 28 and just getting into this again with social media and everything being what it is. Anyway, live investigations. We are getting asked, believe it or not, by places when we're doing this, when we're doing that. And it's a winter thing that we're going to do. I plan on December being loaded with interviews. I asked Jason Hawes, and he said he'd probably do it. Dustin Parry said he'd do it. Probably reach out to Chip. Chip is always with us at Christmas time, and we do an interview. And this is more, again, just a feel-good way to wrap up the year in December, show you guys our appreciation, let you guys ask your questions, and just try to end it on a positive. You know what I mean? Just feel good type of thing. And then once we hit into next year, then we'll start a month or two of live investigations where we just do everything online. Because we need a rest. We need not to be in front of people, and not every weekend. So, Chris is of course, very important to me. I love her very much. And she deserves weekends of just sitting on the couch watching movies or going to a restaurant or going to a movie or going to a holiday, whatever, and we're going to do that because can't run yourself into the ground all the time, you know? Hey, Brian Murray. That's another one I forgot to mention. Brian and Rochelle were also there. And again, nothing but positive things and good reviews about them. Posts, people walking up to me about how funny Brian is and how good of people they are. And just that's what I'm talking about. Good energy. Good energy. And it matters. It matters a lot because if you run things like a corporate making money, everybody looks like here's the thing. I've been to conventions where everybody looks like a dollar sign. You know it, you feel it to the people running it. You can feel it. And not us. We care. You if you were there, we were the ones in the line processing your payment. We were the ones and our friends were the ones giving you brochures, leading you to different rooms. These were all people that again know each other and are doing it all for the right reasons, you know? And we're hoping by leading that way that again just spread throughout the event and not throughout the week. And it does. It usually always does. So it is Thursday night. Tomorrow night, I'll see if I can get Chris to join me and she could wrap up her entire weekend for you. I did have an interesting day yesterday. I was pretty sick for today's the first day I've been out of bed and talking and doing things, but I wasn't doing so well the last couple of days, and pain, breathing, everything. I have issues because this respiratory deal. And there's a couple of funny stories around that involving Chris and myself and her dad and all that other stuff, but I don't want to tell them because I'll get in trouble with that. So I won't do that tonight. Anyway, WPX was awesome. I look back at that as one of the last videos we did, and it seemed like it was 2 months ago to me, after the expo and all that. So no, tomorrow night we're going to do an expo wrap up on the expo page. So if you guys want to come over there, we'll thank everyone again on that side. So we'll be on Power Unity at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So Chris will be there, I'll be there, and we'll be kind of doing another wrap up and thanking all the people that we need to thank. And then Saturday there's an event, and then Sunday or Monday we'll come back. And I'm sure the Creeper Gallery will factor in next week. I know we're doing an auction there, 17th, and my birthday's Tuesday. So you guys have time to buy me gifts and do whatever you need to do to, you know, acknowledge my birthday. There's time. There's still time. All right, guys. Thank you again, everyone who I mentioned in the video who helped us this weekend. I owe you guys big time. Can't thank you enough. To everyone who showed up and supported that event. Again, you're all the reason that this thing happens and why we can continue to do what we do. And, right here, we owe you guys. So we'll see you tomorrow on the Power Unity page, or here again Sunday and Monday. All right, guys? Have a great night.